Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Chloe and this is Chloe Has Freckles, and welcome to my channel. So this is a little series I like to do. It's called Oversharing Talk in a car, but we're not in a car. We're actually in a field here in Colorado, and I've been having so much fun here. I've already been here for about 5 days and I've done lots of fun activities. I've skied, I've gone to hot springs, I've hiked. I thought this was the perfect place to do it because I'm out in nature, have fresh air, I have fresh thoughts, and I am here at the end of the year. And it feels like this is almost where it all began. So why not have this perfect synchronicity and end the year where it started. The sun is starting to set behind me. It is cold right now. It may not look the coldest because there's actually no snow on the ground, which is very concerning because it's December, almost January. There should be a couple feet of snow behind me, but there's not. It is just cold. Craving it to snow. It actually might snow tonight. Firstly, I wrote down some ideas I wanted to do for this video, but then about a couple minutes ago, I thought of another idea that I wanted to include in this video. I think half of this is gonna be me sharing end of the year thoughts and just what this year has brought me, what this year has been for me, and what I want to see going into the next year. And I also want to talk a little bit, I think we'll have time to do it before the sun sets. I want to talk about identity in my 20s. When I do come out here to the farm, I remember how nice it is to have silence and how meditative, how medicinal, how healthy it is to have silence and just be present. Let's go into my year so far. It's 2025 and this is the year of the snake. So the year of the snake, if you guys didn't know about it, it's been the year of the snake the whole year. I think it's based on both. It's coming from the Chinese calendar, the zodiac calendar, and it's also coming from looking at the stars. And this year of the snake, right? It's shedding old skin. It's letting go of all that does not serve you. It is coming into a new era or closing a chapter on an old one. This is also a year 9. I've been hearing a lot about this over the year. Year 9, I believe, and that is the end of a cycle. So it's both year of the snake and the end of a cycle. So if that's not two huge universal moments that may have influenced a lot of things that have happened to you this year, because I know they have happened to me this year, then yeah, we're in the same boat. And I really always have to think it's like something to do with this year. It's year of the snake. So many things changed for me. I mean, I didn't start my master's program. I was going to go back to school this year. I was about to go, and then it just didn't happen. And wow, has my life been different since that didn't happen. But that wasn't that long ago. If I jump even to the beginning of this year, last January, actually starting January 1st of 2025, that is where it all began. My year started with me getting my phone stolen in South Africa. I told the story briefly in my first video back from South Africa this year, or my first South African vlog this year. But just to rehash that, because now it's the end, and just thinking about how that happened literally the first day of the year. My phone was gone and I was happily forced actually, I came to be very present because I not only didn't have a phone, I ended up getting stuck in South Africa for a month. A whole month without a phone. That was quite the experience, I will say. A different country, no communication to my family in America. Luckily, I have family in South Africa who helped me, who who made it such a fun time and kept me positive about it all. Thanks to them, I really can say that experience was amazing. That experience, I would do it all over again, exactly the same. Because that month in South Africa without a phone, that was such a great lesson for me, such a great experience for me, because it reminded me how much we disconnect from reality, how much we disconnect from our presence because of these phones. They're very distracting, and I have a phone now. I've had one since February, and I haven't taken like a break from it like I used to, but I've definitely been more conscious. I've definitely been more conscious of my usage on my phone. And I remember the month that I didn't have it, and how I survived, how I was still able to do lots of things, how I was still able to talk to people. You know, you really realize, like, when you have a phone, you can, like, you know, if you're just walking around in a new place, or you're at a party, or you're sitting in a coffee shop or something like that, how much that phone brings you away from your present reality. Oh my god, it just started to rain / snow. It's like cold, kind of, it's melting because it's not cold enough for it to be snow, but it's kind of snow. It just started raining. Anyway, you don't realize how that phone distracts you from the present moment. And when I didn't have one, I found myself being a lot more confident in my communication to people, and a lot more aware of my surroundings. And, like, not to sound like that person, like, oh, you should try living without a phone, or you shouldn't use your phone so much. But honestly, I'm gonna be that person for a second, because I talked to way more people, but I also, like, let go of a lot of social anxieties that I had, that I didn't realize I was just dismissing because I had the phone to rely on, that I had the phone to comfort me. But it's not a good comfort, because it's an escape. You're escaping somewhere else. And when I didn't have that phone, and I couldn't escape to somewhere else, and I was just forced to be there, be in the now, wow, I realized more about myself than I had in so long. I became so much more confident in myself. And honestly, I let go of a lot of insecurity as well. Because, you know, you're constantly on social medias when you're on your phone. That's usually what people are doing on their phone all the time, is going on social media, and you're seeing so many other people's lives, their perfect, beautiful lives, or beautiful bodies and faces and things they have. And although that's good for them, and it's beautiful and it's inspiring sometimes, it's truly inspiring and motivating to see that sometimes from people, but when it becomes an abuse, and it becomes like a crutch and an escape from yourself and from your capabilities that you have, or you didn't even know you have, when it becomes that, it's a crutch. It's no longer motivating. And when I lost my phone for a month, I was reminded of that. And there were definitely hard parts, because I didn't have my phone. It made it even scarier and harder when I got stranded in South Africa. I was basically abandoned at the airport, and the airlines thought I was a CIA agent, and they thought I had already left the country and flown half my leg 2 weeks prior. But they failed to ever try to contact me, because, anyway, I could make a whole story about that, because that was also a crazy moment and a crazy loss of trust in an airline, when you're supposed to have so much trust in the airlines when you're flying, because they are powerful. and you expect them to keep you safe. And I was met with not only the loss of trust in airlines, but also just the amount of humanity that has been lost due to these big corporations, not just with airlines, but because I saw how people couldn't even sympathize. They couldn't even help. They relied solely on their technology, and when the technology failed them, because that's what happened, it was a failure of their system, they couldn't do a goddamn thing. And they had no idea how to do anything when it was so clearly a system error. But they had no control. They had no control, and their souls were completely vacant. They were closed. There was no light behind the eyes. Human to human was not there. I was talking to these people who, they had no idea. And they blamed me. And they made me feel like it was all my fault. And they had no trust in the human who was standing before them, alone and stranded. They simply could not bring out any of their humanity to even offer I'm sorry this is happening. Let me help you in the ways I know I can. None of that. Absolutely none of that. Let me grab that. Anyway, that's where my year started. After that, it really, really dawned on me just how big these corporations are and how easy and scary it is to fall through the cracks like I did. I was left to handle it all by myself. And that's where my year started. And after that, finally came home. I went back to LA, and I thought I lost my job because of it, because I was gone for a month. And I think that ended up being a really good thing, because that job wasn't a good, healthy place for me to be. I had to shed that away. I had to shed that skin, and I was forced to. It wasn't really a clear choice was there, and it was to move on. It was to go forward. And I felt like I was shoved forward. I got back, and the job markets apparently weren't there. I struggled for about 5 months looking for work, a job that I felt I could be happy in and could keep me moving up, a job I felt that my skills were being used for. I had just graduated last year. I just graduated last year from college, had my degree, Bachelor of Science. I have a Bachelor of Science, and I thought I could use it. I thought that would be enough. But surprise there, I didn't have a job for 5 months. And the job I ended up having, I still have now, I work with kids. I teach them arts and crafts, and I make sure they're safe. It's a job I never, ever, ever thought I was going to have. But I have it, and I'm good at it. And I've, again, learned more about myself, my capabilities, that I never would have discovered if any of that had not happened. And I only got the job because of the people I know. I was referred to it. This job never would have entered my life if not from the people I have in my life. It wasn't my degree that brought it to me. It wasn't my searching, hours and hours of searching on LinkedIn, Indeed, and all those job websites that found it. It was my connections. It was my people that helped me. I'm so glad I took it because it's been such a rewarding job, actually, working with children. I say I'd never thought I would do it because, well, for obvious reasons, I have a Bachelor of Science. I thought I was going into work in a lab or in the field doing environmental work. I didn't think I liked kids that much. But look at me now. Also, this year, I have been volunteering a lot. This is something that I always wanted to be volunteering, but I just didn't know how. And honestly, the how found me, and I sought it out. Trust me. I looked for these volunteer opportunities. I searched and searched and searched for good opportunities to volunteer with things that were close by and were also doing good work. And I ended up going to Heal the Bay, where I've done beach cleanups, I've done water sampling for them. Again, all volunteer work, non-paid. But I've met some really cool people. I've learned a lot, and I've gotten some of that experience. I also have been working with LA Waterkeepers, a really great organization that is a small-knit group of volunteers that get to go on a boat, and we just observe the MPAs, which is marine protected areas along the coastline of Southern California, and we just make sure nobody's illegally fishing or taking or doing anything sketchy. We also look at, what the water level's looking at, or what maybe pollution's going on, with the Palisades fire that happened at the very beginning of this year too. Let's not discount that, because a lot of my friends lost their homes and lost their communities. A lot of what happened from that ended up flowing right into the ocean, and it definitely affected a lot of what was going on in the water, and I got to witness that firsthand by being on the water and doing tests and samples and just observing it with my first perspective, my POV. Again, I never would have pictured that for myself last year. Like, if you would have asked me last year what I would be doing right now, I would have said I would have been studying in school, working on my master's in hydrology. I think I'd be working with kids, volunteering on the weekends, and forming my YouTube channel. Because this YouTube channel, a great segue, this channel I have dreamt about for so long. I always loved YouTube. I still love YouTube. I watch it all the time. I love watching things on YouTube. I think it's so interesting, and I think it's so cool to have all these individual personalities self-governing themselves, you could say. I always wanted to do this myself. And because of all the time that I found myself having with the no job and the stuck in South Africa, and the no phone gave me a lot of time to think about my life as well, a lot of time to contemplate my future. I picked up the camera one day and I just started talking exactly like I am now. And from that moment, my entire year changed. I started posting consistently. I post at least once a week. Struggled with ups and downs of that, with coming up with good ideas, figuring out exactly what kind of content I want to put out here and there and the internet in general, what I want to share, what don't I want to share, who I want to be on YouTube, and what I want other people to take from YouTube, my video, my channel. And I'm still learning that. I'm still navigating that, because what I didn't realize is when you're consistently posting once a week, you have to consistently come up with new ideas. And ideas are limited by where you are, and limited by your time, the time you have to make them, and limited by the money you have, So I've had to get a little creative and a little uncreative with my videos I've been posting sometimes. But for the most part, I have been so happy with what I've been putting out there, and so happy I've been posting consistently. Which leads me to the next topic, which is the goals I had at the beginning of 2025. And did I achieve them? Or did I not? I was with my friend, and we started making a vision board. But to any good vision board, you first have to recount all the moments that happened this year and just organize what has gone on and just remember where it started. Things that worked out, which was I was pushed towards my true goals, forced really, I say. Happily though. The universe works in mysterious ways, guys. Just trust that. And trust that sometimes there isn't a reason for things, but there's always a lesson to be learned. But through my plans falling apart due to the unforeseen circumstances, I was able to create this YouTube channel. What else worked was my ultimate timeline. I started working towards bigger goals of mine. Through these small efforts I've been doing this whole year, I have been working towards my ultimate timeline and career. Relationships have worked this year, romantic and friendships. I'm in a long-term committed relationship with a person I love truly and deeply. And I've also formed really great new friendships and done some fun things that I hadn't done in a couple years, which was hang out with my girlfriends and just hang out with my girlfriends. I went to Vegas with them not too long ago, which I have a vlog out for that, where I just went with my girlfriends. And you should watch that vlog if you want to see more of what actually went on, but that was just a lot of fun. I saved money. I've been able to save money this year and put that into my savings account, and that feels really good. My body also worked this year. I have been healthy, regular, and strong. I've been building my smaller goals and staying committed to my bigger ones. I've read more books than I have in the previous year. I've been eating less processed foods. Volunteering has worked a lot this year, which I already talked about, but it's led me to doing things like traveling by boats and seeing amazing wildlife. I saw a super pod of dolphins. This was really cool. Around 15,000 dolphins that migrate together. And it happens, honestly, more often than you think in California, at least once or twice a year. But I happened to witness it when I was out there volunteering on the boat, and it was such a beautiful sight. 15,000 dolphins as far as the eye can see on the ocean. And of course, being consistent here on YouTube. It's not just about YouTube, but I'm proud of that has worked for me this year. It's just being consistent in general. And I think I've really shown myself that when I try and I really put my head down, I can stay committed to something and not get let down or bored if I don't see exactly the quickest results that I was hoping for. Because I know that this isn't just something that I want to do because I want to be famous or something like that or make a lot of money. It's something that I like to do. It's something that is fun for me to do and expresses my creative side, and that's something I hadn't really done or I overlooked for a long time. I was just on a path of science, which I'm still planning on picking up again one day. I'm not giving that up because I believe in it so much. But I've just I've really thought about it, and while I'm young and and still experiencing lots of things in life, I thought a YouTube career could be something fun. But didn't work this year. So the things I wrote down that didn't work: career plans. I haven't reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. That didn't work out this year, but I still have 5 days left to do that. So I haven't given up yet. Who knows, maybe I'll reach 1,000 subscribers before the year is done. But if not, that'll be my goal next year. It's a beautiful bird, a magpie, actually, singing its little tune, talking to its friends up there. Yeah, I should do that too. I should make the plans. Probably making a plan right now, teaching me something. There's something we can all learn from nature too. So, thanks, Magpie. I'm going to try to make more plans with people next year. So I wrote down watching less TV. I include YouTube in that, but I kind of did this. I definitely decreased it, but I think I want to do it even more. So I stopped living my life through others and instead live my life. I'm not going to say that one. That one's a little personal. Where did I show up for myself this year? I posted myself more and became more vulnerable, aka what I'm doing right now on this series, Oversharing. I also stood up for myself by by prioritizing my things, my morals, routines, personal relationships. I prioritize those things more this year because keep building my identity. Oh, a deer just showed up. Hello. Look at this. It's getting dark and getting cold, so I'm going to start to end this soon, but I also stood up for myself by choosing my passions over comfortability. For myself by my style. I've been putting on clothes I feel more confident in and gaining my own eye for style. With all that said, there's a lot more vision boarding to be done, but that's a good start. And for the next couple of days, I'm going to be building my Pinterest boards of my vision for next year. And I'm going to be writing and journaling more about everything that's happened this year, the places I showed up for myself, where I didn't, what worked, what didn't, and what I want to work on and see for myself next year. And also not just for myself, but bring myself out of just me, but focus on the big picture of things, such as this world. Where are we heading? What can we be doing better? Where can I help? Where is my stance in all of that? We're all part of each other and we're all connected, and we should definitely be looking at the big picture of things as well. I can't really remember what I said at the beginning, but I talked a lot about my identity in the beginning of this video. Yeah, out of college, working on my career, feeling like my choices have more weight than they did when I was in my teens. My 20s, I feel like every choice I make is a big one, and it's leading me faster towards things, so I have to be careful with that. Yeah, time's moving faster, it feels like this year went by really fast. Although so much happened this year, it still feels like it went by fast, probably because so many things happened. Yeah. Feeling like I want to be more financially independent, that's, important, especially like 20s. You should be trying to move away from getting so much help from your parents or your family or whoever, and just be more independent, because I don't know, that's what you're supposed to do, and you don't want to burden others so much forever. Whew, I'm really cold. My hands are freezing. I think I might get frostbite. No, just kidding. I won't get frostbite, but it is really cold, and I'm gonna wrap this up. So I like to end these oversharing talks with a little bit of positive affirmation and manifestation. So firstly, I think you are amazing, and I think I am amazing. I think that, sorry, let me rephrase that, because you shouldn't say I think, you should say I know, and I am. So let's start everything that we say from now on with I am, to manifest properly. I am amazing. I am intelligent. I am financially independent. I am healthy. I am wealthy in both money, body, and mind. I am beautiful. I am inspired. I am motivated. I am not lazy. I am moving in the right directions. The choices I make are right. I know that I am moving on the right path towards my brightest future. I know that when I talk to others, I feel they listen to me and I listen back. I am respected. I am comfortable. I am happy. I am smart. I make the right choices. I love, I am loved, and I am the embodiment of love. I spread joy, and I accept joy. I let go of all that does not serve me, and I accept all that does. The universe listens when I speak, and I listen when the universe shows me the path. We are moving in the right direction. We are learning still. But the world is about to wake up and realize just how damn important it is to treat each other nicely and kindly, but most importantly, treat our world nicely and kindly. We are all knowing, and we know that we must treat this planet with great respect and grace and gratitude and give back more than we take. And next year, I know that we are going to have great positive change, specifically for the environment. And anything else you want to add, please let me know anything you thought of in this video in the comments below, and share what your goals are for 2026. Working on mine. I'm going to get this video up as soon as possible. With all of that said and done, thank you for hearing me talk and share and tell stories. But this has been Oversharing Talk in the middle of nowhere. Oversharing Talk at a farm. Oversharing Talk in the freezing cold. Whatever I end up calling this video, thank you for being here and witnessing and listening. Adios. Ta-ta. I shall talk to you guys very soon because I have a lot of fun videos coming up, so make sure you stay around to check those out too. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you next year, or maybe sooner. Bye. Happy holidays. It just started actually snowing. You see it? It's getting in my hair.
Chloe, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. You're the best. Bye. Is that good?